Hello and welcome to my channel, You Are the One, where we talk all things law of assumption to help make your manifesting journey easier and more fun. And today I wanted to share with you a couple of success stories relating to the Claim Them As I Am technique, because these are really fun success stories that I think you'll enjoy, and also it adds to your kind of the bank account of evidence to suggest that yes, these techniques really do work. I know you know that, but it is fun to share these success stories. So that's what we're doing today. Stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie. I am a qualified life coach and author specializing in the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville. It is the stories that we tell that create our reality. So if you want to change any part of your reality, then you have to know how to change the story first. And if you want to create the most amazing reality, then it helps to know how to tell the most amazing stories. And that is where these teachings can really help, and that is why I am here. I want to help you to tell the most amazing stories you can possibly imagine for yourself and hold them long enough for your reality to catch up so that you can have the best time while we're here in these beautiful bodies. If you would like support with that, I am available for coaching. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is the ultimate story you want to be telling. You'll find the details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. Okay, let's get into it. You've obviously noticed my new background. I obviously went a bit nuts and I purchased all these fun backgrounds with the idea being that we are using imagination. So I wanted the backgrounds to kind of be imaginative and a little bit outside of the box. And obviously this is that. I don't know what it is, but I like the colors. So today's topic is, I thought I would share a couple of fun success stories that I experienced recently relating to the Claim Them As I Am technique, because I know a lot of you are working with this technique. It's an amazing technique. I'll give you a bit of an overview in a second. So these success stories just add to the evidence of success that is in your movie. You know, if you're hearing this story, then that's more evidence that yes, these techniques do work, and all you've got to do is assume that they work for you too, because you're the star of your movie and anything that's showing up in your reality is a reflection of your consciousness. Now, if you haven't seen the videos on Claim Them As I Am, then I suggest you go and watch those first just to get a bit more of an in-depth understanding as to what the I Am technique is. But in summary, I'll give you a quick overview as to what it is. It's one of my favorite techniques. I say that all the time, and they're all, like, all of these techniques are my favorite. I didn't actually learn this from anyone. This was just applying the principles to my reality and going, well, hang on a second. If this is like, if consciousness is the only reality and then everything in my reality is part of my consciousness or an expression of my consciousness, then surely I can instruct my reality from my consciousness to do what I would like it to do from the I Am. Now, the I Am is the name of God. That is your imagination, your consciousness. So I Am is the infinite unconditioned awareness, meaning you're everything and anything from the I Am perspective of your movie. So you are the only I Am in your movie. You are the projector of everything that you are experiencing in your 3D. So when you claim someone as I Am, what you're doing is you're saying that that person out there is me. It's like a projection of my I Amness. So once you claim that within yourself, then you can instruct that person to act in a certain way from the I Am statement, because you are them. They are you, pushed out, reflecting you back. And when you change consciousness within, your reality has to catch up and reflect that back. So I Am, or the Claim Them As I Am technique, is a super fast way to see results in your reality. Now, I know some of you are working with this with specific people and it's not like showing up as quickly as you'd like, and that's because there are assumptions that are running counter to this technique, and that's a whole other video. But if, like, I've used this, I can use this with strangers, and I'm going to share with you a couple of amazing success stories. Because I have no assumptions with the people that I'm often working with it on, like, it's just a quick shift in my consciousness, and then it's a quick shift in my reality. And often I experience instant results. And I know from the comments that a lot of you are also experiencing very fast results with this as well. So you own yourself that you are the I Am, and anything in your reality is a projection of I Am. So then you would claim them as I am that person, and then you instruct them from that I Am perspective. So I am being quiet, or I am texting, or I am calling, or I am leaving, or I am doing whatever it is that you would like them to do. So I want to share with you a couple of success stories, and I'm going to give you a bit of a background because this involves my mum, and she's probably watching this video. So hi mum, I hope you don't mind me sharing this story. I'll check with you after to make sure it's okay. My mum and my stepdad came for a visit recently. And well, actually, let me give you the backstory. Prior to coming into these teachings, I had an assumption about my mum that she didn't listen to things that I had to say, and that she kind of took other people's words as more valuable than mine. And I'll give you an example. Like, again, this is all prior to law of assumption. I read a book called Breath by James Neston, I think it was, and I suggested it to mum, and I said, oh mum, I think you'd really like this book. She wasn't very open to the idea, and then she went to her hairdresser, and then she's telling me about how her hairdresser had recommended this book. So that's right, I found out she was reading this book, Breath, and then she told me that her hairdresser had recommended this book, and I remember being super upset by that because I was just like, you never listen to anything I have to say, and nah. Anyway, that's the old story. Once I came into law of assumption, I rewrote that story. I rewrote that assumption. I realized that I was holding an assumption of my mum and that I could rewrite it. So I assumed, and I held the assumption, that my mum is valuing the things that I have to offer, and she's valuing what I have to say. And needless to say, she is now a big fan of the law of assumption and my videos. That's why I know she's watching this one. So hi again. And it's wonderful. It's like the most awesome story because now mum and I have these conversations on the phone, and when we catch up about law of assumption, and if something happens, she's speaking in law of assumption language, and we have these great conversations, and it's awesome. So it was a really good rewrite, and now my reality is reflecting back a wonderful reflection of that new assumption with my mum, and we just have so many great conversations. And this leads into the two success stories that I want to share with you. I know it's taken me a while to get here, but here we are. So the first one is when my mum and my stepdad came up to visit me recently. We went to the pub for dinner, and this is this is an awesome pub. Like, it's one of the last of its kind, you know, that traditional Aussie pub that you've seen in the movies. Like, it's really like rough and kind of just, it's a true Aussie pub. It's awesome. And so we went to this pub for dinner. Now, it was Saturday night, so it was a bit rowdy, and they had live music, and it was like a country music band, and so people were in their cowboy hats and like cowboy boots and everything, and it was very Aussie. It was getting a little bit rowdy while we were having dinner, and there was a massive group of people on the two tables behind us, and they were just getting louder and louder. Now, I'm very human, and I regularly forget. I've got to obviously change this assumption, but I often forget the claim them as I am technique, and I'm in my reality, and I'm having a real human experience, and I forget that I'm the cause of it. So I'm now in my body reacting to these two groups of people, or this massive group of people behind me, going, oh my God, they're so loud. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's get out of here. It's too much. It's just too loud. And because I had my back to them, I couldn't see what was going on. So I was really uncomfortable. And all of a sudden I remembered, this is probably like 20 minutes in, like I think I'd finished my meal by the time I remembered that I am the cause of my reality. And while we were having dinner, I just went, oh my God, I am the group behind me, and I am leaving. And I kid you not, within 30 seconds, maybe a minute tops, I watched the two faces. They kind of looked like that, and I went, what's going on? And they go, you'll never believe it, they're leaving. And I turned around. Now, they didn't actually leave, they just moved around the corner. These two massive tables of people just upped and moved around the corner so that the area where we were was just empty for no reason. Like, it was bizarre. And I said, oh my God, I just did the claim them as I am technique, and it worked almost instantly for a whole group of people. So that was one story. That was pretty awesome because it was so fast. Like, that's what I love about this is, yes, it's awesome to have your manifestations come in, but it's even more awesome to do it and then just see your reality just go whoosh, all right. And of course, we're working in consciousness, we're not working in reality, and that's key. Like, when you're doing this, you're doing it within yourself. But the claiming them as I am, I do find is extraordinarily powerful, and you do have pretty fast results. I certainly do. When it's with strangers, I've also had other experiences where I'm working with specific people and it's not as fast, and that's because I've got some dominant negative assumptions running in opposition to that, and that's another story. But anyway, so that's one success story. And then the next day, my mum and I were taking a walk down to the beach, and mum had hurt her knee which was a whole other story. But we were walking slowly down to the beach, and there was a bench where, like at the end of the path, where no one is ever sitting on this bench. And I just said, Mum, like, you can sit on the bench while I'll go and walk Dora, and you can just like rest on the bench. Anyway, so I walk ahead and I walk around the corner and I see the bench is taken. There's 2 couples on the bench. And I was like, oh no, like that's a bummer, because that means Mum's gonna have to walk a bit further and sit on the beach. Anyway, I turned around, I went back to Mum and I said, oh no, Mum, like the bench is taken. Again, forgetting that I'm the cause of my reality, completely forgot this one. And anyway, we kept walking and Mum goes, that's okay, I'll sit on the beach. And then we kept walking, and by the time we got around the corner, which was probably 30 seconds max, by the time we got there, they had left the bench. And I turned around and I looked at Mum and I was like, oh my God. And Mum just looking at me, smirking like a Cheshire cat. She's like, and I said, what? And she goes, I just did the claim them as I am technique. And she had done it from the time I said, oh my God, the bench taken. She then went in to her consciousness and went, I am the group on the bench and I am leaving. She did the same thing that I did at the pub the night before. And again, same thing, it worked instantly. And she got to sit on the bench and I walked Dora and everything was great. Now, these are small little things, I know, but they were awesome when they happened. Like, it was so awesome. This stuff is so fun. Even the little things like that, they're so fun, because it really does remind you again and again and again that you are the cause of your reality based on what you're doing in consciousness. And of course, we forget, and I forget, and here I am talking about this every day and making these videos and coaching, and I still have very human moments where I'm forgetting that I am the cause of my reality and that I can cause my reality to change and shift when I go within consciousness and I claim everything that I am seeing in my reality as a projection of my I amness, and I go and I instruct from there, rather than seeing this thing as happening outside of me, or seeing this group of people as being loud, as separate to me, as outside of me, and that I'm powerless over it and I'm a victim to it. Like, that's not a pleasant experience. And as soon as you go in and remember that you're the loving cause of your reality, you are the infinite I am, conditioning your experience based on what you're doing with your awareness, what you're doing with your I amness, suddenly life becomes an adventure, life becomes fun, life becomes awesome. So Mum and I had a big giggle about that, and I just love that she's into law of assumption now, and that she's actually using the techniques and she's working with them and they're working for her. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I'm in your movie, these stories are in your movie, and they're in your consciousness, and therefore they're a projection of what is true for you. Because if you're hearing this and you're agreeing with it, you're saying, yes, this is a success story, I like the sound of this, this is in my movie, then that actually adds to your success. That means that just builds your confidence in these techniques, that yes, this works for you too, because you are the infinite I am of your amazing reality. So I hope that helps. As always, please remember that you are the amazing creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you and for me too. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and share, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.